Does dairy cause hair loss? A lot of people seem to believe that, and a lot of people do not believe that. And this is a pretty easy pretty easy question to answer. Does dairy cause hair loss? Well, let's look at the people that drink the most dairy. The Maasai, okay? They pretty much excuse me. They pretty much live off milk and blood from their cattle. Yet, if you simply do a Google search on the Maasai, you will find that at least the majority of them are not bald, and apparently are not suffering from hair loss. At least I haven't seen a bald Maasaiman yet. And then, if that's not enough evidence, then just look around you. Look at all of the millions and billions of different people on this planet. Some drink dairy, have perfectly full heads of hair. Others don't drink dairy, have perfectly heads of hair. Some drink dairy, don't have any hair. Some don't drink dairy and don't have any hair. So if it was as simple as dairy causes hair loss, then you'd find that anybody that drinks dairy would have hair loss, right? Yeah, because you're making a claim saying dairy causes hair loss, so therefore whoever drinks dairy will have hair loss. But yet this is the kind of claim that is being made out there, and not just with hair loss, but with other health issues as well, that particular food somehow has the power to cause a particular problem for an individual. And of course they give all their scientific reasons why this happens, because of, chemicals, X, Y, Z, whatever. I'm not going to try to bore you guys with all of the different reasons why they think that dairy causes hair loss. But my point is that when looking at a certain claim, let's see how it holds up in the real world, right? And when you look into the real world and you look at all the millions of different varieties of people, they all have a different experience with dairy. So hair loss isn't caused by drinking dairy. Otherwise, whoever drank dairy would all have hair loss. It's the same type of thing as people that say, if you go vegan, right? Because I've heard many vegans and vegan health figures say that if you go vegan, you won't lose any hair. Yet there's many bald vegans. So is that claim true? No, it's not true. But yet the vegans like to make it sound all good and nice that if you eat that way, you won't have hair loss. But yet there's many bald vegans. They lost their hair eating that diet. So eating a certain way is not going to guarantee you that you're not going to lose your hair or not. Some people have made the claim that eating meat causes your hair to fall out, and they try to make a correlation with people that ate less meat had less hair, like over in Japan prior to World War II. But again, look into the real world. There's many people that eat tons and tons of meat but have a full head of hair. There's other people that avoid meat and don't have any hair. Again, the claim doesn't hold up into the real world. There's something wrong with that claim. But people seem to make blanket statements about things. So when you're trying to tackle the whole hair loss thing, I think the best strategy is just eat real whole food. And don't have a mindset that a particular food is going to cause a worsening of your health challenge that you're going through. But think rather about, well, what are some foods that have nutrition, and what are the best foods for me to eat that'll give me nutrition? And if something's giving you nutrition, it certainly, in my opinion, is not contributing to a disease. It's contributing to the health of the body, because our bodies need nourishment. So, I used to also have the mindset that if I ate a particular food that would be bad for me. But since then, I've kind of expanded my mind in the way that I think about these things and realize that how foolish it is for me to think that a particular food is going to cause me a particular problem, or cause a particular problem, because it just doesn't make sense. If dairy causes hair loss, then how come there's many people that drink dairy but have full heads of hair without any hair loss? It doesn't make sense. And hopefully you understand now that it just doesn't make sense. So, I guess I will say though that eating junk food, eating food that hasn't been consumed for thousands of years, certainly doesn't belong in the human body, and certainly has contributed to many of the illnesses and sicknesses that we see today, right? Sugar, processed foods, all this stuff is fairly new in the grand scheme of things, and humans haven't been consuming this, Frankenfood, if you will, for that long, and yet we already see the kinds of consequences that it can do. So, if I was going to be an intelligent human being, I would avoid these fake foods and only consume real food, because I'm a real human being that requires real food. So, once you can get past that mindset that real food X causes disease X, Y, and Z, then you can begin to not have a fear of real food, and you can actually start nourishing yourself and be on the path to become healthy.